Hi, collective. This is Chan for Artemis Oracle. I'm doing a general collective energy check-in reading. Let's see whatever comes out. One of the words that popped up in my mind was reboot. So reboot has to do with things restarting, something like a computer restarting. Something could be restarting in your life. You may be getting some sort of reboot. You may be undergoing some sort of personal changes. It could be a change in a situation. It could kind of like be a refresh. I'm not entirely sure what this reboot is about, but it could be about anything. And it kind of makes me want to like look up the meaning of reboots because that word popped up in my mind when I was thinking about doing a reading and it said reboots. So it's like something's being done over, started over. Let's see, reboot. Don't you hate when you're trying to text and then you can't because your fingers are so huge? Reboot. Okay, I looked it up. I didn't know there was a show called Reboot. Okay, but reboot meaning. All right. With reference to a computer system to boot or be booted again, an act or instance of booting a computer system again. Reboot and restart mean the same thing in computing. So some of you may be having a restart with something. It's like you're getting a second chance to do something over, to start over from scratch. It's like a second chance. I don't know what that's in regards to. So I'm just gonna go straight into tarot to see what this reboot is about. Reboot. This cloth keeps moving. I think I'm gonna get a new mat because this is driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. So, what is this reboot about for the collective? What is this reboot in regards to? Okay, something that I got the Seven of Cups here. This is about emotional confusion. It could be someone who's thinking about their different options, but trying to pick the best one that aligns with what your intuition may be telling you or maybe guiding you towards. But there could be some sort of confusion about something. You got the Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So 6, 6. Six of Wands and Six of Pentacles. Seven of Cups, Six of Wands, and Six of Pentacles. I feel like some of you maybe, because the first word that came up on my mind is reboot. So there may be something that like you're really confused about whether or not you should restart it. Will it be successful? Will it lead to success? Will it lead to some sort of justice, fairness, balance? Will it be something that's worth giving to and you will in turn get something back? Because this is about generosity. Some of you could be thinking about taking some sort of action where you could be contributing to something, but it could be where you're wanting to make sure that it's equal give and take, where there's balance, where there's equal reciprocity. You may be at this place too where you're feeling abundant and feeling very good about yourself, and you may be wondering what your next step should be, what your next venture is. Some of you may be considering giving to or contributing to some sort of charity or something. You may be confused about that. Or giving, it's definitely about success. Because the Six of Wands has to do with success. Reaching some level of success, reaching some level of recognition, doing something that will not only benefit you, but maybe benefit other people. But you could also be at this place where you are recognized, you may be at some level of success, and you are unsure about the people around you who may be wanting to take from you. Because you see here, there's a person who's seemingly abundant. You know, they have this basket full of abundance. And then you see a lot of people wanting some of it. It could be that some of you may be confused or unsure about who you should be generous to, because you know some people, when they reach a level of success, and it could even be with finances, there may be people coming out of the woodwork asking for money. So I don't like, it's like the perfect example I can think of is when you win the lottery and then people find out, because sometimes when you win the lottery you have to go, and it has to be like you have to say your name. Everybody has to know who the winner is, depending on the state you're in. So for some of you, you could just be reaching some sort of fortune. I did see the Wheel of Fortune when I was shuffling, when I started shuffling. So it could be that too. It could have to do with even a love situation. Like you could be at this new place, this new level of success, and you may have a lot of romantic options. Hi, D. I'm gonna damage but not defeated. Hi, VM. I was like, whatever. I remember you said I could call you VM. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you. I don't want to call you damaged or not. I'm gonna call you undefeated. Undefeated. I like to focus on the positive. So some of you may be having a lot of romantic options because you may be being seen, you may be getting recognized. It could be online too, because sometimes people view the Seven of Cups as like even online. I think it's that or the World card, something like that. That'd be funny if I saw the World card underneath. But I feel like some of you may be getting a lot of recognition, a lot of attention, a lot of people around you, a lot of people who are maybe pulling at you, and you may be confused about who would be the best choice for you, like who you should invest in, what should you invest in, especially if you, like I said, you have a lot of options and you're confused, emotionally confused or just mentally confused, and it is causing some sort of emotional turmoil within you. It's just, or some sort of unease. I see that, like, at the bottom of the deck, I see the Knight of Pentacles, and this is someone who wants to make the best choice, the wise choice, move towards something that has a lot of potential, not something that just looks good but is actually good, the best choice, the best action, you know, being very strategic and evaluating all the options. And that could be the advice too, if about something you may be wanting to commit to. Some of you may be even considering if you want a traditional type of relationship or a traditional type of career or something. You may be thinking about, do you want to stay traditional or do you want to go against tradition? That could be where some of this confusion could be coming from too. So if like I said, some of you could have a lot of emotional, I'm not gonna say romantic options, a lot of options when it comes to love interests, but you may be confused about whether you want to be in a traditional relationship or you want an untraditional, unconventional type of relationship, with the Hierophant card coming out. So what else can we get from this? What else can we get from this? Got two cards that came out together. You got the Magician and the Six of Cups. I would say too, if depending on what this is, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but usually the Six of Cups has to do with some emotions. Cups have to do with emotions, feelings. But with the Magician coming in, I don't know if someone is manifesting you from the past, or you're manifesting a soulmate, or a soulmate from the past be manifesting you, or you could just be manifesting a new love connection where you feel very bonded and connected to someone, maybe even feel like you've known them in another life. That's why I'm kind of saying past life or soulmate type of thing. But it could be also the type of thing where you may be trying to manifest something that could also bring you to an emotional space that you that you enjoy, that has good memories. So it may be like you're wanting to return to something that was good. It doesn't have to be like a relationship. It could be a job, a career path, or a hobby interest. But it could be that that's what this a magician card. It could be a Gemini energy. We also have Taurus here. So it could be, like I said, it could be either a committed relationship or a committed, like a traditional relationship or a traditional career path, or going the opposite way, doing something unconventional or having an unconventional relationship. But it has something to do with the past, and it could be with a Gemini energy, or or it could just simply be about manifestation. You trying to manifest something. If it's that, like the Six of Wands too, can be read as maybe you're trying to manifest something that will lead to success with the Six of Wands, something that will bring you attention, will bring recognition to you, will bring you success, abundance. Success and abundance. Okay. Okay, let me see. I got a message. I'm sorry to interrupt this. It's my kid's father. Okay. It wasn't that serious. Okay, I didn't even need to check that. Okay. But thank you, Chad. Oh, crap. Sun, happiness. See, remember I was talking about you wanting to go back to a place where you were, like you felt good. Maybe you wanted to return to happiness. Maybe like also like it goes with recognition, being seen. You want to be you want to be in the spotlight in a sense, because if you think about the sun, that's the hugest spotlight that we have, natural spotlight that we have. Oh yeah, definitely about something that feels good. You want to do what feels right. What what definitely makes you feel good, makes you feel free. You don't It's definitely about emotions, happiness, joy, even freedom, because we do have the horse here with the Knight Wands. All the knights are riding horses. That's how their mode of transportation. So, but horses represent freedom, speed, um, independence. Like some of you may even be considered, like I said, some of you may not even want to do, maybe you want to be a solopreneur, maybe you want to work on something on your own, or you just don't want to be in a committed type of relationship. Maybe some of you feel comfortable being in your independent, solitary energy, but a part of you maybe, I mean, for some of you, there could be some sort of offer coming in, right? By saying there could be multiple offers, multiple options coming towards you. And you're going to have to be very discerning about what is the best option for you. What is going to lead you to emotional fulfillment, will have you in a really good emotional space, but also feeling free, not feeling trapped, not feeling burdened, being free of stress, as much stress as any human being can be free of, because to a certain extent, we do experience stress at various levels in our life, right? But it ultimately is like you just want success. You want to be seen. You want to be recognized. Some of you may be wanting that type of connection too, or opportunity, where you're going to see success. But I'm keep harping on recognition, success, and being seen. Some of you, maybe if you're wanting to be in a connection, maybe you've been in connections where you felt like you weren't being seen for who you were, for the emotional, loving, joyful individual you could be. Maybe you want to be seen in a positive light too. You want people to see the positive in you, especially if you've had some things in the past that may not have been. And maybe you want people, or you want to move on from your past and move towards happiness, move away from like those experiences, traumas, disappointments, that have left their mark on you. But that could be where the confusion is. You may be like trying to figure out exactly what will be the right path for me to take so that I can feel this way, where I can feel like myself, but I can also show up as my best self. And I could also be in a good emotional and mental space. Some of, like I was mentioning earlier, some of you may be thinking about a time where things were really good, where things were easy, where things were just like everything seemed to be going right. But some of you may have experienced some sort of hiccup and then you're trying to get back on track. It could be that too. The Hierophant, I also like to look at as someone who is also, just based on this card itself, as someone who is trying to ground themselves. So if you are experiencing some sort of emotional confusion, you may be trying to figure out how you can ground yourself, how you can ground whatever thoughts you're having, how you could reconnect to nature. Because you see how the Hierophant here in this card is hugging the buffalo. I'm assuming that's a buffalo. It looks like a buffalo to me. I could be wrong. But you see how he's like nurturing it? And it's like, to me, it's like grounding. And I know animals can do that too. They can help ground us. They could be as much as a peaceful presence as we can be in other people's life or in an animal's life. But I feel like some of you just want peace. You just want to feel good. You want to feel at ease. You want to be calm. You want to be free of stress. You want to be able to temper your emotions and your thoughts, possibly to a place where you were in the past. Return to a version of yourself that you were in the past. And I would say, sometimes we go through experiences in our life that change us. We can't go back to who we were, because certain things just in a visceral level can really change who we are and also the way we perceive things. So I feel like for some of you, that could be something that happened and that's what you're trying to move towards or move past. But there may be a need for you to understand that you can't be the person you were before because now you're different because of something you experienced. But it should be something, anything, whatever the issue you experience should be like a catalyst or something that will catapult you to being better, So at some point you can return to this grounded, more balanced person you were, but it's like it's gonna be at a different level now that you've experienced some sort of challenge or trauma. That's what I feel like this is about too. And I think it could also be about how you are expending and protecting your energy and being more careful with who you share yourself with. And it could be in any aspect that a human being can share themselves. It could be their time, their energy, even their sexual energy. Also your money, your investments, how you invest financially into things or into people. And like I said, it's something about having to have a change of perspective, because I'm saying for some of you, you may be wanting to return to a person or identity that you were before, but when we go through things, it changes us. So it's supposed to help us evolve. So if you were to go back to who you were before, it's kind of like a regression in a way, because you're going back to a place before you experience something, but then the experience is what is part of your evolution, your level up in some way. And I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Let me see what else. Because this is where the reboot is coming in. This is about thinking about the future. Some of you could be stressing out about what your next step can be. But ultimately, it's all about you looking at things clearly, being very grounded, taking a grounded approach, especially if you feel like you're being pulled in different directions, and choosing what you feel like is the best path for you, where you can actually see. Sometimes you're going to have to take a leap of faith, because you can have an idea of like, if I take this path, this is where I may end up, but you don't know what's going to happen along the journey of going through that path. You don't know what obstacles you're going to have to overcome, even setbacks. And regardless if you could see the end goal, you don't know what's going to happen between now and then. You know what I mean? But it's about you overcoming that, but also not overthinking it too, or worrying about it. So it's like going with the flow as well. You have to go with the flow. Don't allow the current to take you down. You just go with the current. Don't fight the current. If you think about a river, you know, if you look at this is death. And I told you the beginning of the reading was reboot. That's the word I heard. The word I heard. I'm Dr. Sis. Yeah, something that ended or needs to end, so you can have that reboot, a restart. And it could be with something that you've already done, but it could just simply be you entering into something unfamiliar, unknown to you. But definitely it's about having a leap of faith. And earlier I was talking about the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune came out again. And I was talking about some of you may be experiencing some level of success, abundance, that will draw more attention towards you. And that where people may be wanting, asking, begging for you to get a piece of your pie. But this is about you changing your approach on how you give and how you invest too. This is one of the ways you have to, one of the things that you may consider ending, how you contribute to certain things, how you contribute to certain people. How do you invest? Or how do you expend your energy, you know? So it's about you being more discerning about what's worth spending your time on and what isn't worth wasting your time on. You know what I mean? Because those people that may be coming forward, and this is like multiple readings here. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it seems like I'm switching gears. It's because I got a lot of stuff in the beginning. So some of you may have been at a place of lack, and you may not have been as important as people are making you feel now. You may have been in a space where you were in lack, but now you're at a better place with the Six of Pentacles where you are able to give. But then that's where all the people are going to come to you. They'll be like, oh, now I'm worth it. Before you didn't think I was worth it. I'm alone. I'm isolated. Some of you may have felt abandoned, but then those people that may have abandoned you may be coming out of the woodwork. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Can I get $12,000? You know, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like if you reach some sort of level of success, recognition where people see that, then they want a piece of that. But where were you when I wasn't like this? Where were you? I was by myself. So this is about you choosing to invest in things and people who were there for you, who were supportive of you, not the people who are now praising you when they weren't praising you or weren't supporting you and you're maybe in your time of need. Okay? So I'm going to say this. I feel like some of you are going to realize who your true friends are, who your supporters are, who your haters are, because whatever success you're going to be seeing, you're going to see people for who they really are. Who are the people you can rely on? Who are the people you can trust? Who are the people you take with you in your future, and who are the people you leave behind? And this isn't about being cold, and it isn't about being mean, but this is about self-preservation. There's nothing wrong with preserving yourself, protecting yourself, and making sure you're not expending your energy on people, places, or things that didn't invest in you, who weren't there for you. Now that I look at the Seven of Cups, it's like you saying, you come with me on the milk carton, you go. You see as that stick, it's like he's looking, okay, like he's evaluating and deciding who's staying, who's going. If you look at his face, okay, he's like, yeah, you were there for me. No, you weren't there for me. So it's like you're deleting people. Maybe even some of you are going through your social media and you may be unfollowing people. You may be following. You're gonna see. That could be something that's going on too. Because I feel like there's some sort of manifestation, something that you've been hoping, wishing for, that's going to come forward. And it's going to happen for you. But then when this happens, you're going to see who your true friends are. You're going to see who's there for you. Who was there for you when you were down and out, and who wasn't. I'm looking at the Hierophant card because earlier I was talking about grounding yourself too. There may be certain people that may try to guilt trip you, make you feel bad if you try to cut them off or if you don't try to give them what they want. Don't let them get in your head in that way. Remember who was there for you and who wasn't. There's something else I want to see. Also, if you do, don't let this success go to your head too. Remember to stay grounded. Stay humble. That's something else I want to say. Remember where you came from too. Don't forget where you came from. Remember that. Like I said, some of you, in the beginning, I was saying some of you may be wanting to contribute to something. When I'm saying remember where you were, if you were at, like say a community, like if you reach some level of abundance where you could give back, I would say definitely do that. Especially if, there were certain programs. I'm going to say like different things, like after school programs, community centers, things that were supporting you when you weren't in your best place, wherever, even if it goes back to when you were a child. With the Six of Cups showing up. If it was something, and we got 666 here. 6 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. Okay? 666. 6 likes here. Thank you so much for the likes. Yeah, like if there was something, any sort of charity or someplace, service, resource that was there for you, provided you mentorship or guidance, support, whether it was financial, it could be emotional, it could be any programs, anything that you could think of that you can give back to. I would say also this could be a reminder too for you to give back to what gave to you. Invest in what gave to you. Invest in what was there for you, who was there for you, services that were there for you. That's just a side message, because you never know who you may be helping out in the future, because the 3 of Wands has to do with the future, planning and stuff. Some of you may be even considering doing some sort of charitable organization that may be helping people that were in similar circumstances as you. But that's a side message. That may not resonate with everybody, because I did mention lotto, winning some sort of lottery type of thing. So for some of you, that may even be happening, where you may be at this really abundant place where you're able to give back and in a meaningful way. So I hope that message resonates. It was kind of long, but there was a lot of messages. So I know when the live stream processes and they put the transcript, feel free to read through the transcript too if you don't want to watch the whole video. I'll just say forgive me for the ums and the pauses and the little stutters. These are messages I'm getting as I'm reading to you. Okay, so the Queen of Wands came out. This is about being confident and taking charge and understanding that you attract what you are. So make sure you're showing up in a good place, in confidence, and going after whatever it is that you want. Hi, Connie, how are you? Yeah, going after being confident. This is fire sign energy, but I think anybody, regardless of what your sign is, we all have a fire inside of us that burns. It's the drive that we have. And when we are going after whatever it is we want, this is when we are in our fire energy. This is our drive, our motivation, our passion. It's our anger, it's our sex, it's where we direct our energy and what we attract towards us. So I would say also be careful of how you're thinking and how you're feeling. Process any emotions or thoughts that you're having so that you can remain in a higher vibration, on a more positive mind space and heart space. I wanted to say mindset, but that was going to mix the words. I was going to say a word in another language probably. But, also charge ahead. Know that you have the skills that you need, but it's important for you to remain confident and also focused, and make sure you're directing your energy towards your goal rather than your fears, your insecurities, or your limitations, whatever those limitations are to you, because they're different for each and every one of us. Hi, Harry, how are you? So that came out too. Let me see what time it is now. Wait, let me see something. So the first reading is the reboot. There's some sort of reboot. There's something like you're going to start over with, but it's leading to some sort of success. But it's a matter of where you're going to go and who's going with you. Okay. That was a regular tarot reading. Let's see what else. So just hi Hera, how are you? So if you're new to my channel, my name is Tan or Tanya, and I'm Artemis Oracle. I'm an Oracle and tarot card reader. I just did a tarot reading, and the theme was about a reboot, something being restarted. That reading had different messages, so the messages may not resonate with everybody. Some may, some won't. As always, take what does and leave behind what doesn't. Thank you. I feel like I look the same. I feel like I'm more positive energy. I was like tired. Okay, let's see what comes out. Okay, give it time. It's in the works. I don't know, some of you are just like worried about something. You're like, why is it taking so long? Why is it here yet? Not everything is like Amazon Prime. It's not going to be no 2-day shipping, no 1-day shipping, or next 2-hour shipping. Sometimes certain things need time, need patience, and it's also a test of your faith that things will work out in your favor. You know? And that's number one. That's the card, give it time. It's in the works. For that may be for some of you, if you're worried about something. Just be patient, remain optimistic too. And if necessary, if it's taking really long, I would say check up, follow up to see what could be the delay. You never know, there could be something that's missing that may be causing some sort of delay. But just give it time. If you've already done a follow-up, and it's just a matter of something needing to be processed in some way. Trust the process. What else does the collective need to know? What was I talking about? Did I say trust the process? It's a test of your patience, a test of your faith. Patience, it's not time yet. Number 30 may be significant to you. Hi, Hope, how are you? Okay, what else? This card. Okay, there's something about next winter. Next winter. So that's December through March. December through March. That's the time frame for winter. For some of you, it could be, if it's something that's like a really long process, it may be something that you may find out about next winter, or maybe finalized next winter. But that's something that may be something that's a long process. But if you just submitted an application and you already know it's going to be a lengthy process, next winter could be some sort of prediction, or there could be something that's going on that may be happening next winter. But the other card says, let it be a mystery. So it could be next winter for some of you, but it could even be sooner than that. But it's when it's meant to happen. This is all about divine timing. You trusting divine timing. You know, but like I said, if it's something that's taking like really long and you should have heard a response, I would say it doesn't hurt. Especially sometimes they give you an estimated time. And if you haven't heard anything within an estimated time, then follow up. Definitely follow up. It could be something that they say may take up to, I'm looking at the numbers here. It could be something that they could say it takes up to 30 days, 30 business days. It could even be something that says up to 2 weeks, or something that could take up to 3 to 6 months is what I'm getting. 3 to 5 weeks. 3 to 5 weeks. 3 to 5 weeks to up to 3 to 6 months is what I'm getting. Just, I'm looking at the numbers. So give it time. But like I said, if it's something like, if there's a certain period that has passed, if they say it's estimated wait time and it's reached that and you haven't heard a response, I would say follow up just to see where something is, because there may be something that may be causing a delay. That sometimes people like drop the ball and they don't let you know, okay, this was missing, or you need to do that or whatever. If that's the case, it's good for you to reach out and follow up to see what the holdup could be. If a certain estimated wait time has already passed and you haven't heard a response. Okay. Okay, let's see. I shuffled these cards. You saw me shuffle them, right? Maybe I didn't do a good job. I don't think I did a good job shuffling them, because I don't think I did shuffle them. Let me see. Okay, I did shuffle them. But I see the Hierophant card. The Hierophant. So to me, like when I look at this specific card, this is about remaining patient, remaining grounded, and also having faith. So that's, like I said, patience, you know? So there could be a test of your patience too. Let me see. I left my other oracle cards. I want to get 3 cards just for this specific reading, since I don't have that much time left, and I am a talker. I talk a lot. The reason why is I don't really like when there's too many pauses. And I used to say this while I was doing beauty videos. When I used to do beauty videos, I would just talk, just so there isn't dead air. Of course, you could edit out, but I don't like editing tarot videos. And since this is a live stream, I need to make sure that I have your attention. So I really appreciate everyone for being here. I know you could be somewhere else. You could be doing something else. You could even be watching someone else, but you're here with me right now, and I really appreciate you. Later on today, I'm going to be doing a live stream, so I'll be answering yes or no questions. Now I'm being told to say I would like to eventually be able to do, like, instead of yes or no questions, I would like to do like little mini readings for people. But the readings do take a lot of energy, especially if I'm doing like a one-on-one reading. And so I'm trying to reach a level in my channel where I can do super chats, where you can donate to me. But I need a certain amount of watch time. Right now, at the minimum, it says I need 3,000 hours, and I'm a couple hundred hours short. Like about, I would say like 300, a little over 300 hours short of reaching that requirement. I already have the subscribers, and I already have the amount of uploads, but it's just a matter of watch time. So if I could get my watch time up, I'll be able to do super chats, and then you'll be able to donate to me, and then I'll be able to do more than just yes or no question, you know. But I'm just putting it out there. Like me, I'm just like, it's hard for me to ask for like support and stuff, and I know a lot of people are like that too. It's a pride thing. But my channel wouldn't be where it is right now if it wasn't for the people who subscribe, who interact with me. So I wouldn't be here without you. So that's why I really appreciate you. Out of all the readers that you could be watching right now, and you're watching me, that makes me feel good, you know. Hi, Ruby. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see. What message does the collective need to know at this time? Just 3 cards for this specific message. They gave me 4 cards. First card was, yeah, something seems to be stalled. Remember I was talking about your patience may be tested. It may be because something seems to be moving slowly. The Knight of Swords is known as the very speedy knight because, you know, you could think something really fast, like have lightning fast thoughts. This is the way the Knight of Swords is. But in the reverse, it's indicating that there's a bit of stagnation, there's stuckness, there's no movement, right? Then we have the High Priestess. This is about something that may be unknown to you, may be secret, maybe being kept from you. But it's usually a person that may be keeping secrets, or the person that you could consider me the High Priestess. I know things, I'm telling you things that you may not know. That could be just me as your messenger in some way. But something, Ten of Wands has to do with burdens, responsibilities. Maybe this is something coming to a close with a Ten of Wands. So it's like in due time, whatever it is that you're waiting for is eventually going to come to you. And whatever relief you may be seeking is coming. You know, there's going to be a point where whatever stress, anxiety, overwhelm, burdens that you may be experiencing when it comes to responsibilities, anything, there will be relief coming. It's just a matter of you being patient. Then also remaining calm, also having faith, and also allowing yourself to not worry about certain things. Take time, go with the flow, with the Four of Swords energy, rest. Give your mind a rest, give your brain a rest. And also, the Hangman has to do with waiting, being in a period of stagnation. Sometimes it's that, right? But it's also looking at things from a different perspective. So if you've been worrying or stressing about something, I'm hoping that this reading helps change your mind in some way and gives you the advice or reminder that it's important for you to remain patient, also to remain optimistic, because whatever's unknown is eventually going to be coming, you know, but you're just going to have to give it time. And not worry about it, not stress, because whatever relief you need, especially with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Swords showing up, is indicating like that period, that relief is going to be coming. And you're going to be at this place where you're going to feel free. You're going to be seeing things definitely from a different perspective, which is what the Hangman does. But it's also, it's like I keep saying, a break, a relief in some way. So it's like, you see he's doing yoga. He's doing some sort of pose right there, the headstand. So I think that's something that you may need to consider. Maybe some of you need to channel whatever stress or anxiety, worry that you have into some physical some physical activity, just so that you don't be at this place of where you're worrying. You know, be at ease. Let this reading be a reminder to be at ease. But like I said, if there's something you've waited a certain amount of time, like a estimated wait period, and you haven't heard gosh, what the hell? Tanya, speak English. If you haven't heard anything, it does not hurt to follow up, you know, especially if you have been patient. But that's you doing your due diligence. But don't stress out, don't worry. And that could be what the Knight of Swords too is, calming your mind, calming those racing thoughts. And the Let It Be a Mystery, you know, the High Priestess, is about mysteries, you know. But I feel like I saw the September underneath and 23rd. So for some of you've already know it's going to be a long process and you just started. You just have to trust the process and wait for things to go. But September came out. Then I have July too. We got the 21st. We got the 23rd here. And then we have the next couple of weeks. Didn't I say like 3 to 6 months? 2 to something weeks, 2 to 5 weeks, or 3 to 5 weeks, something like that. Look, we got weeks coming out. For some of you, you may be finding out something tomorrow. Okay? So it may be tomorrow for some of you, next couple of weeks, July, which is a couple months from now, since we are in May, and then for some of you, it may be September. But as for something else, it may be even next winter. And this reading is timeless. So it's whenever you happen to watch this reading. So I hope this gives you something to think about, something to calm your mind, and a reminder for you so that you don't get stressed out and overwhelmed, but also helps you to be in a more optimistic space where you know that eventually whatever it is that's still in the works is going to happen, but it's just don't allow your worry, your fear, or your stress to overwhelm you. Make sure to take time to relax your mind, and know that the relief that you're in need of, if it is something that needs to be, or maybe this is going to be this reading is a sigh of relief for you. You know, you may be feeling overburdened, overworked, but the relief, the period of respite or something is coming for you. Now I'm thinking vacation. So some of you may be waiting to hear about if you could take vacation. It could be that. But this is very general. This is very basic. So I hope it was helpful in any way possible. I hope it resonates with you. This entire reading resonates with you in the best way possible. I'm going to end this live stream now. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. And later on, I'm going to be on doing yes or no questions and doing other readings. I have my love situations cards. I'm going to be doing some love readings. I'll bring out the timing oracle cards as well. I may even do archetype reading too, and some listen bitch affirmations. I really love this deck. This is like really good. I even have my swear tarot as well. So if you want to join me later on today, I'll be on around 5:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. It might be a little bit later in case I get distracted, or end up having to help somebody with something, but because I am at work. So that's 6 p.m., 5:30, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want a question answered, you have to be a subscriber. I put subscriber mode for subscriber mode, not subscriber moan. Hopefully you're not moaning when you're watching this. But I have subscriber mode on for 20 minutes. So if you decide to subscribe then, when I'm live later on today, you're going to have to wait 20 minutes before you can actually put your question in the chat. All right. So hopefully I'll see you later today. If not, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening ahead. And I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.